on air. 17 years of real talk, real stories, and real Dallas. From the heart of Texas to the ears of the world. This is Dallas on Air.
You tune it in to Funky Disposition, where menopause meets the mood swings. Real talk and good vibes. Hope, hot flashes, cold truths, it's a funky ride. Let's talk menopause and take it all in stride.
Hello, welcome to Funky Disposition, Menopause Moods. And today we are talking about one of its moods. We are getting the men's view on the menopause. First and foremost, as always, I'd like to thank God for giving me this idea. Without him, I would not be able to do this. So I am very thankful for him to giving me this idea and to be able to go out and bless other people to help them along their way in their journey of menopause and be able to help the men along the way in andropause or to be able to understand menopause. So I am very thankful to God for all of this. We have to also to let you all know that we are not physicians. We are just telling our experiences and we are sharing, just bouncing off, sharing our experiences and our ideas and whatnot to be able to help you all with whatever that you're going through in the menopause life. So consult your physician. And next, we are going to introduce our guests. Today, we have Mr. 3 and we have PJ. How you all doing?
Doing well.
Awesome. So I'm going to start with you, Mr. PJ. Can you introduce yourself? Just tell the people about yourself. Just a little bit of something.
My name is PJ. I'm originally from Arkansas. I'm a professional barber here in Carrollton, Texas. So I've been cutting hair for over 34 years now. So here to the state. I've been here in Texas about 8 years now. So I really like it here. So it's all good.
Right on. Well, welcome. And then we have Mr. 3. Mr. 3, introduce yourself, please. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Mr. 3. I also go by the Coolie Nutty. You can find me at YouTube, the Coolie Nutty, Instagram, Coolie Nutty, and keep your ear to the streets for some of that heat. TheCoolieNutty.com. Go subscribe. Magazine coming real soon. Thank you for having me, by the way.
And you're welcome. Thank you for being here. I so appreciate y'all. Well, we're just going to jump right on in. Also, people, to let you all know, we will be doing, you can do a live call-in if you have any questions for these gentlemen, men, women, besides the question that I'm going to be asking them. And, hey, we're just going to take it away. So, men. What did you think menopause was before someone close to you went through it?
Well, to be honest, I was young age and I first heard the word menopause. I thought of the song of Climax, but that's when I thought menopause, but it was men all pause. But, I was young, so I really didn't understand it. But as I grew older, I became knowledgeable about it. So it was something that it was not taught to me in school or anything like that. So it was something that I had to learn through experience. So having 4 sisters, a mother, so I definitely understood later on in life what it was to go through and understand it.
Oh, wow. I bet that was an experience right there. That sounds like a lot of ladies you had to deal with. Golly. And you, Mr. 3, how about you?
I've never heard of menopause until recently. You know what I mean? My mother never mentioned it. None of my grandmothers ever mentioned it. None of my aunties ever mentioned it. The only way I'm hearing about it is because of right now, because my wife thinks she's going through it. And so it is what it is. But I'm willing to learn, and I know that she's doing some things that maybe is related to the menopause. Mm-hmm. So that's about that.
Okay, awesome. Did you learn about menopause in school, or was it something you had to figure out on your own? Which you pretty much said that you just from your experience with your sisters and
Right,
your
right.
mom and everybody, and then you saying just now trying to learn this from your wife and her perimenopause that she's going through, because it's something. It's something to see.
Right.
So, what surprised you the most about a woman going through menopause?
The changes, the attitudes, and just kind of see their mood swings, hot flashes, cold flashes. So it's just like you get a mixture. So you kind of wonder what's going on, to the point of not really knowing, but not really wanting to ask questions about it. So it was just something that I had to learn through the experience of dating older women at the time. So, I've experienced that at a younger age, to deal with the actual woman that I dated
Oh wow.
that was going through menopause. So it was a true story.
Okay, we want to hear the story. Come on with it. Let's go.
It was just the fact that, seeing how they basically have the mood swings, different attitudes, so you don't know if they're upset with you or they just having those flashes. Temperature always spiking up and down, so it's really, you have to put yourself in a position to really understand it. And me talking about it, and when you're not really experiencing it firsthand, it's kind of hard to explain. But at the end of the day, women do go through these problems, and it's just something that nature has its way.
Yeah, it can be a booger bear. So what about you, Mr. Three? What surprised you the most about a woman going through menopause?
Nothing, because we don't use handicaps in our household as an excuse to have a bad attitude. So when my wife is acting like she got an attitude, I tell her she better get right.
Oh, wow. No.
Yeah.
No. I'm going to need you to be a little bit more. That is not a handicap.
It is. We don't do that in our house.
That is not a handicap. That is some
now,
real life stuff.
We know that we be going through stuff, and you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And when I know she in the bed, now maybe I didn't know, because I don't even know if she's in menopause. She's probably not in menopause. Maybe she's getting ready to go through menopause.
Well, she's in perimenopause.
Okay, yeah, because she came up here, right?
Yeah, she's in perimenopause.
Okay,
so
so
she's
that's
going through the, before you hit that all the way full in it. So
Yeah.
with being in peri, what it does is you start having some of the mood swings and some of the hot flashes and the cold flashes, and it's a lot of stuff that come with it. A lot of stuff that come with it. And unfortunately, when you starting out, they can look like, oh, this person have an attitude. Now, granted, it could be an actual attitude, or it could be menopause. So it's kind of like, that's where you kind of got to be like, okay, what's going on with you? You just got an attitude, or what?
Yeah, see,
But
we don't
two,
play that in my household. You know what I'm talking about? It ain't none of that. Because that's the one thing that we know. No matter what you going through,
Yes.
your attitude should not reflect that. So you got to have a good attitude at all times in our household. Now, of course, that's the rule that we have, but of course we don't all follow it, because we all get attitude sometimes.
Correct.
And everybody get checked when they have an attitude.
Oh,
She get
gosh.
checked, I get checked,
Yeah.
and my baby boy get checked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we don't do that handicap stuff like that. You know what I'm talking about? That's just something we don't do. And then when I realized, or she realized, that I should have just said this, then we can smooth it out. But we don't play that over there in my household.
Oh, okay then, Mr. I don't play that then.
Yeah.
So how did menopause affect your relationship emotionally? We already know how it affected his, because he said it.
Well, emotionally, it when after the first relationship I was in, I've dated several older women, so the first one kind of taught me what to look for from on and after that. So emotionally, it kind of made things to where, hey, have more compassion for this young lady because you love her or you care enough about her to do that. But at the same time, this is something that they go through, and you can't understand it as being a man. But at the same time, you have to try to be compassionate enough to know what they're going through and try to console them as well. So emotionally, it's like a roller coaster ride, you know. And then when they going through the menopause, it basically puts them at a point to where you don't know if they just having an attitude with you. You don't know if they just dealing with something or if they actually going through the cycle or whatever. So it plays, you know, but you have to be an understanding person to really just stick with your mate and just understand how they are.
Wow. Okay. And we see that he said that his his relationship is not affected emotionally because they not don't have any emotions at the house. Well, they can have emotions, but you just need to get back right. So,
Right.
Delta, you hear that? I know you listening, girl. You hear this? You can check it when he get home.
Oh, she gonna let me know everything.
Oh, you're gonna be in so much trouble.
Yeah.
So, did you notice changes in mood or communication, and how did you handle them?
Actually, it's a little bit of both. You know, mood swings, you know, they'll tell you. You know, it's hot, it's cold, turn on the air, turn off the heat, you know, just things of that nature. So, and how did it affect me? You know, sometimes, you know, I leave the battles to the Lord. So sometimes I had to just walk away and go do something else because I have to lead them to that place where they can be comfortable enough to feel the way that they feel without me having to judge them or having them to feel a certain way towards me after the end of the day. So, you know, it is what it is.
Good Lord. How about you over there, Mr. Three? How did it make you? Did you notice the changes in moods and communication, and how did you handle them? Besides telling her get her mood together and her, you gonna have to give me something else.
No, honestly, no. The only thing that I have noticed as far as she does get hot flashes, I guess you would call them, when she's hot sometimes. You know what I mean? But as far as mood swings, no, because my wife is kind of crazy anyway, so she got mood swings all the time. So I'm just saying it is what it is.
Delta is live.
We got a dysfunctional household over there. Everybody is crazy. No doubt about it.
Delta is pretty live though. She live. She knew she could get live.
We all throwed
But
off
she can
over
be
there.
calm though. She can be calm. Just as you can be calm. So it's okay.
Yeah. Nah, but no. On the serious note, nope. And but she do realize that she's getting ready to kind of maybe in the pre-phases of the menopause. You know what I mean? So she is educating me a little bit about it, just in case she do have an attitude sometime, or when she do have to get up. You know what I'm talking about? Because she hot or something like that. And sometimes she do get cold sometimes. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
yes.
So on that blast right there, that's just what it is. But you know, my baby, I let her have her way. So if she hot, then I cut her on. If she cold, then I cut her off. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, look at you then. That's what I'm talking about. So you see, gentlemen, it's okay to try to, accommodate your lady. It really is okay. You will keep a lot of peace in your household. So, listen to these gentlemen. They helping some. How have you ever taken something personally, or, oh Lord. Okay, let me start over. Have you ever taken something personally only to later realize it was menopause related?
I think we all have. It's just a fact of just really thinking about now being asked the question, because at the time it goes on, you really don't think of it as that, because, you're getting yelled at, getting fussed at, and the swings and the up and down, hot and cold. So now that you say something about it, it's something that really has to really be thought of, before you really can answer that. But at the same time, it's something that, we all have gone through. As far as the men dealing with women personally, I'm pretty sure all men could say that they've done something or have witnessed something to that effect. So, hey, it's just something like that,
Did you ever feel like it was like, okay, you know what? Bump her then, man, because she going through this, or she say she going through this and whatever, and then have to, just go sit down and like, oh, shoot. Oh, she might be really going through this menopause thing like she was
Right.
saying, or did she have to come to you and tell you that, hey, I really am going through this thing?
Well, seeing that, at a young age, like I said, my mother, she talked to me and my sisters, about everything. So I do thank her for giving me the knowledge and the understanding. But as far as just taking the time to think about the women, I only realized that over a period of time because, like I said, I've dated older women. So the first one was kind of like a learning lesson for me. By the time I got a little older and dated a few more of the older women, it just basically let me know that, okay, she's going through something. I give her time. I allow her that. And, like I said, I tend to walk away from a lot of things that may cause problems. So I'm not the, author of confusion. So I tend to pray about things and I just leave them at be.
Okay, right on. Mr. 3, how about you? Would you like to repeat the question again? Have you ever taken something personally only to later realize it was menopause related? Even if it's she's saying she hot or whatever, and you like, girl, you ain't hot for real, but you realize later on that it's like, oh, shoot, she might be
No, I've
really
never
going
taken
through this
anything
thing.
personal.
Okay.
No, I've never taken anything personal.
I know, you just laid back. You just too laid back and too cool for me, child. You all right with me. So, did menopause impact intimacy or connection in relationship? Yeah.
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 Definitely.
Really? How so?
Because if they are going through, sometimes they don't even realize they're going through. And I've actually dated women to where I've seen the signs and I've told them, well, you're going through those signs. You're going through that, And it affected it because a lot of times they don't want to be bothered. So, like I said, I let them have that, give them their peace, because I don't want no issues because I know that's something, when you're dealing with women, you can only have empathy for them because you really can't understand what they go through. So, I just left it, move around, go do something else, come back a little later.
Okay.
Try it again.
So was it? Did you deal with I know you said the low libido as of a person not wanting to be touched or whatever.
Right.
Did you experience like vaginal dryness or anything like that? Because a lot of ladies go through that when they're going through menopause.
Yeah. Now that you say something, because it's been such a long time ago. So, but it was a lot of things that you really think about, like I said, now because the question is being asked. But there were times where, things weren't the same as they used to be. So, I mean, you can only just bear with it or go take a cold shower.
I fear to ask this one over here. How about you, Mr. 3? I already know she ain't going through none of that. But I'm going to give you the opportunity to answer that.
What was that question again?
Are you, did menopause impact intimacy or connection in your relationship?
No.
No.
Yeah, no.
Oh, you doing good. She's, again, his wife is going through perimenopause, so she's not in the fullness of, as some women. Some women in perimenopause will go through the low libido where they don't want to be touched, or they go through have the vaginal dryness, or it could be just anything. Gentlemen out there, please, if you notice this with your mate, please talk to them. Sit down, have a conversation with them, and let them know, hey, something is changing in your body, and I can feel the difference. Or I see that you seem like you're not attracted to me. What's going on? And hey, actually have this conversation.
Also, men out there, if you're going through that, man, you got to still be a player, man. You got to know you got your woman. You know, I don't want to hear all of that menopause stuff why my woman don't want me. Look here, baby, you my baby, and I'm finna make you want me. So you can't let that affect you. You got to get back at it and get in your bag and say, I'm finna make you want me again. That's what you do. You put the spark back in your relationship.
Yeah.
You don't sit back and let menopause be a crutch for why your woman is vaginal dry. That's why they say a lubricant. You go get the lubricant. That's what you do. Don't play with me because I ain't really understanding what's going on, but I'm going to keep it to you and give it to you my way. That's just what I'm saying and what I feel. Hey, okay.
He's actually right. In his roundabout way, but he really is actually right. Do try to put the he done tickled me. Do try to put the spark back in the relationship because it could be something that simple,
Right.
and she's not feeling attractive and wanted or whatever, and put that back into put a spark back into the relationship. Do try to figure out, yes, you can go get lubricants or they can go get on different medications to try to make sure that she gets herself back together. Some women, they need a patch to try to get themselves back together. So yes, do try all those things. So it does help. Oh, this is awesome. Okay. How did you support your partner or not during hot flashes, mood swings, and other symptoms? Oh, we're going to start with him over there. But he actually just told us earlier that he supported her by if she's hot, you turned up the air. If she was cold, you turned down the air. So, that's right on. That is a good support because a person can feel like, you just go, listen, let me burn up or let me just freeze or whatever. So I know that she probably thanks you for doing that. So that's very good. Very good. But anything you want to add to that?
No, that pretty much hit it on the head right there.
All right, then. Right on. How about you, sir?
Pretty much the same, just trying to listen to what their needs are and, try to accommodate the best you can because, you don't want to be on the back end or something like that because it can be rough.
Really?
It can be rough.
How so?
Well,
Give us a story. Explain some stuff to it. We want to know.
like I
Everybody
said,
wants to know.
It's been a few decades ago, so, But I look at it like this. I can think of just the fact of knowing that if they're going through something, the attitudes, they heightened up. So, like I said, before it came to an argument or you had to understand them and then, you love your mate or you care enough about them, you're going to try to work with them. But at the end of the day, if you can't, like I said, you can walk away easily and just give them that time, and then maybe if you come back like, well, babe, you need anything, can we talk about it? Because, a lot of women, they don't understand their own body sometimes, and then they really don't want to talk about it because they feel like men are not compassionate enough to listen to them. But like I said, I have women that raised me, which my mother and my sisters, so, these women have taught me a lot. So just being able to understand women, in a different aspect. So they just have to really be able to communicate with one another. So because a man can only know what you tell him. They can't feel what you feel.
True.
So
True.
They basically are telling you, you need to listen.
Okay. And like you say, communication is the key.
Right.
Please communicate to your mate. Let them know that, hey, I got this going on. I know there are some women out there that don't even want to communicate with their mate because they feel ashamed, especially when it comes to the intimacy part. They're ashamed because they're just like, oh my gosh, this is not normal. I don't want him to think that I can't perform like normal, this and that. And instead of letting him know, they just kind of shy away, which can cause a big problem in the relationship.
Right.
And really, women, you all need to just communicate. Hey, this is going on with me. I'm going through menopause. I want to get help so we can be able to keep things going and striving and thriving. And that's pretty much it. Just communicate. So that's a big key in the whole thing. What do you wish women knew about how men experience their menopause from the outside?
Just to be able to, if your mate is trying, as we as men, we're the strong type. So a lot of times women want to be for us to be gentle towards them, but we can't be gentle towards a situation that we know nothing of. So it's like I said before, it's all about the communication. So if you communicating properly, then you could definitely have a successful journey through menopause. At the same time, what we don't know, we can't understand.
Right.
So
Right.
it's all about trying to talk to your partner and talk to your mate. And that basically goes with anything, but especially when they're going through a stage that they're not even familiar with. So it's like that sometimes.
Okay. Okay. How about you, Mr. Three? What do you wish the women knew about how men experience their menopause from the outside?
Well, I just think that nothing really. You know what I mean? I feel like if you know the person that you with, and you know their character, because a lot of times us men, we be faking just to try to get you to be our woman. You know what I mean? So you be playing that lovey-dovey role and everything, like, hey, baby, all this and all that. But in actuality, it's just like, look, baby, if something is wrong, tell me. If you're not feeling good, tell me. Don't have no attitude with me out of the blue, because that's not what our relationship is based on. Our relationship is based on communication.
Yeah.
And so that's about it, because I just can't relate to that, because, I wouldn't allow that in my household. That's the only thing I could say, because we have to have communication. If you're not just going to have an attitude for no reason, you know what I'm talking about? Just like I'm not going to have an attitude for no reason. So, now, sometimes it does happen, and maybe that's that precursor of the premenopause, but then we always double back around and say, okay, well, she wasn't feeling good. She'll let me know, a little bit later that she wasn't feeling good or something like that, and I'll be like, okay. And then it happens, but that happens in relationships regardless, you know what I mean? So
Right.
my thing is just communication is the key, you know what I mean? Just don't get no attitude with me, because that's just not what that is, and I ain't gonna get no attitude with you, because
Right.
that's not what that is. We have to communicate to get that black love like granddaddy and grandmama had.
Already.
Yeah, as he said, communication.
Right.
Women just communicate. That's all it takes. Men just communicate. That's all it takes to keep the peace in your household or to keep the peace in your relationship. Communication goes a long way. That's not even just menopause. That's just in just life, period. Because, I mean, if you be able to talk to someone and talk to them in such a way where it's not crazy or anything like that, it can go a long way, and people can really understand where you're coming from. What helped you better understand menopause? Was it a conversation, reading, or just living through it? And I guess, as you said, just living through
Right.
it, and
Right.
what you said, just kind of living through it because she's in the Perry. So,
No, you helped me understand menopause a little bit better. And
oh, thank you.
yeah, and she did also, because she came up here and got a little bit of knowledge of what she may be going through and getting ready to experience.
Okay.
So now I'm gonna keep it real. Now I do have a little heads up about that right quick. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. So you, the funky disposition, helped me learn
Oh,
about
thank
it.
you. See that, y'all? We helping some folks out here. Thank you so much. Awesome. Has your view of womanhood or aging changed after seeing someone go through menopause?
Now that I fully understand it and know that it's something that they go through, you just have to be more compassionate for your mate and be more understanding. So there won't be no times that the communication breakdown comes across the table. So for the most part, just being able to see things that they may not.
Okay. How about you, Mr. Three? Have your view of womanhood or aging changed after seeing someone go through menopause or just hearing about the things of menopause?
No, it has not. For the simple fact that I know that women are strong, you know what I mean, and they go through a lot. They are the nurturers of the earth.
This is
You know
true.
what I'm talking about?
This
So,
is true.
you know, I know no. That's my answer, no.
Okay, right on, right on. Yeah, we are some strong beings. Every now and then, we can slip off our thing and fall a little bit, but we jump back on real fast. So we are strong, but at the same time, we need to make sure we take care of ourselves and we be able to relate to our mates so they know how strong we really are. Because being if you fall a little bit, that doesn't mean that you're not strong. It just means that, hey, you're going through something you might not be able to understand because the way God created us is just the way God created us. And so we can't understand everything that we're going through. But once we get knowledge on it and we acquire that knowledge and we do something with that, then we're able to go a long way with that. What advice would you give to other men whose partners are starting menopause?
Listen to your mate. Be watchful, because, like I said, a lot of times if they're going into it, it's new to them, so they may not understand it as well. But seeing someone who knows and been through experiencing with that, you just basically have to know your mate to understand that, okay, try to understand her, try to help her through this. Because if you care about your mate, which you should, you're going to make sure that they're okay at the end of the day. So it's just about of you just being aware of what's going on. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty much.
Okay. And Mr. Three, and yourself, what advice would you give to other men whose partners are starting menopause?
To the men whose partners are starting menopause, this is my advice as far as where I'm hearing my menopause go. You know those little sheds that you see at Home Depot for $5.99? Get one, put one in the back, and make it a look nice crib, man. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, do that. That way, when she tripping, you can just go in there, man, you know what I'm talking about, and chill out. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. If she not communicating with you, that's what you do. Otherwise, you know what I mean? Communication is always the best situation when you can understand each other. You know what I mean? So just communicate with your mate, you know what I'm talking about? Because she's probably going to be educating you, because I'm going to keep it real. That's a woman's, that's what women go through. Men, we know nothing about that unless you actually had somebody to say, I'm going through menopause and this is why I'm tripping on you. You know what I'm talking about? So if you ain't had that yet, just listen to your woman, you know what I mean? Because she going to let you know that she's going through something, and then you just have to adapt accordingly. That's what I would say. And it's just, whatever you do, just be cool. You know what I'm talking about? Just be cool, whatever you do.
Yeah, pretty much what he's saying. Yeah. Compassion, communication, go get you a shed or go get her a she shed. Whichever one. Sometimes it is good to just walk away. Sometimes just be quiet and walk away. Either let him have his time so he can try to go and think about what's going on, or let her have her time and let her go think about what's going on. A lot of times, everything will have to be said. And sometimes the way things will be said, sometimes you might have to just kind of be still and just sit in that for a minute, and then maybe pray about it, and then come back to each other and be like, okay, we're ready to talk, and let me tell you what's going on. Or he could say, hey, let me tell you what I see or whatnot. And whatever the gentleman is telling you, try to be able to accept and receive what he's saying, because you're not in his eyes, so you can't see what he's seeing. And it may be that, hey, you really tripping out, and this is not what you normally do. So, look, babe, I need you to we got to fix this or something. And because it really may be something wrong, because a lot of times with menopause, a lot of men don't know, and a lot of ladies don't know, you can have some erratic feelings and start acting really erratic. And that is part of menopause. It's as crazy as it sounds, but it really is. And so if you're acting erratic and he don't know why, and you know it's part of menopause, but you may not know it is. It's good for each party to be able to sit down with each other and talk to each other. Communication really is the key, and sometimes just being quiet and try to sit in it for a minute to realize what's going on, that helps a lot. So, did it make you start thinking about your own aging or andropause? And andropause is the thing that the male menopause. So, or they'll call it you men going through the changes or whatever, or going through the midlife crisis or whatnot. So andropause is the male menopause. So y'all can have the same exact symptoms that the women have, and a lot of time men also they can't identify with it. Men can have the low libido, they can have they don't want to be touched, they can have the attitudes. You have heart problems, you can have it does a lot. It does a lot. So, has it even made you start thinking about your own aging or andropause?
Actually has, because we not no spring chickens no more. So I've actually doing things that will actually work on my health as well, as far as eating right, working out, things of that nature. So a lot of my old habits I've tried to let go of, and just trying to live better, because I do know that I'm aging and things are not going to be like they was when I was in my 20s or 30s. So
This is true.
so at the end of the day, and a lot of men don't like talking about this, but I encourage young men and older men, get yourself checked out, definitely go and find out, get yourself a yearly examination, just to find out what's going on with you, because at the end of the day, men are so prideful, especially when it comes to our health. I'm like, you need to go get your get your checkup. Oh, I'm not going to lay on no table. Oh, no. I'm like, okay, but cancer, prostate cancer is a going thing in the communities now. So you basically have to make sure you get your annual checkups and make sure that prostate is good, or because women make sure that they go annually. Men have to do the same thing. And I encourage any man listening out there to basically go get yourself checked. Seriously.
Right on.
So,
Very good. How about you, Mr. Three? No, you want the question again?
Yes.
Did it make you start thinking about your own aging and andropause?
No, it really didn't, because that's just something that comes with life. I know that I'm gonna get old, so it never bothered me at all. Of course, I see the changes that we both are going through as we age, because we've been together for almost 20 years. You know what I mean? So life is life. So no, I've never thought about that. It's just, it is what it is.
Okay, but now that you know a little bit more about menopause, well, and knowing that you could possibly go through andropause, what are your thoughts on that?
And andropause is what again? I'm sorry.
It's male menopause.
No, I don't think. No, we don't play them attitude and mood swings in our house. You know what I mean? So, if I come home with a mood swing, my wife gonna check me and be like, "What's wrong with you?"
Yeah.
And then she gonna give me my space to calm down. And then she gonna come back and be like, "You all right now?" And then if I am going through something, then I'll be like, "Okay, yeah, baby, this is what was going on now." I don't, whether I was having a bad thought, a bad day, or I was feeling sick, you know what I mean, I let her know then. But we just don't do that in my household. We don't just mood swing over there. You know what I'm talking about? You got to speak. Your attitude is no excuse for the way that you act towards your partner in our house. Yeah.
Well, and it could be more than just the the mood swings. Men also they can actually have the hot flashes, the cold flashes. Also, they can also have the low libido. They can also have the male. What is it? Where the no what is it, no erection.
Right.
They can have that.
Erectile dysfunction.
Thank you,
Yeah.
the erectile dysfunction. So there's a lot of different things that comes with that also. Weight gain around the stomach. Uh, your joints be affected. It's a lot.
Right.
It's
But
a lot.
that's not a. I mean, maybe that's just some of the symptoms of when you're getting older, but that's not a symptom of you having a bad attitude towards your wife when you or your partner when you come home. You know what I'm talking about? Just because you're getting old. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Go get in the gym. You know what I'm talking about? Get you some Viagra's or whatever you need to do. It's it's melodies for all of that. That's not an excuse to have a bad attitude towards your partner. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I mean, there are a lot, like he said, there are a lot of fixes or a lot of things that can help you. As he said, with men, you can find yourself some Viagra or go to your doctor and see just to see if your testosterone is low. They can give you something for your testosterone, and it can help you where you don't even have to go and get on anything like Viagra or anything like that. So it's just stuff that's just simple like that, and just what PJ said, just go out there and get your checkup. That helps a lot because a lot of time. From my age, a lot of men, they don't want to get checked. They don't want anybody to be touching on them like that. They just don't want that, or they just don't want to find out what's going on with them.
Right.
And that's really a sad thing or a sad thought, but men really need to find out what's going on because if you can prevent it and where you can have your life, have more life,
Right.
it's better to just go get yourself checked. Do you think men talk enough about women's health or hormone changes?
No. Not at all.
No, I can answer that. No, not at all.
Right.
Not at all. Y'all kind of need to, especially when you
True.
have
True.
a mate. You kind of need to because those are things that y'all need to
Right.
know. Just
I don't
same
think that's
thing
a
with.
man's place, though. I don't think that that's a man's place to talk about a woman and hormone changes. That's something that a woman has to educate her man about when she goes through that. Because what type of man gonna be sitting up here talking to his woman talking about you going through some hormone changes? Man, shut up. My old lady will slap the shit
Well,
mess out of you.
if she is going through it, though. I mean, you ain't gonna just say, "Hey, she going through some hormone changes." You
Yeah.
just gonna be like, "Okay, something going on with you, and what is it? Because
Yeah.
you moving different or whatever."
Yeah,
Something
feel
on
that.
precedent.
Feel that. Yeah, but no. A man has no business trying to tell a woman that she
yeah.
going through hormone changes. You shut up. You don't know that woman body. You not a woman. Only she can articulate that to another woman, then make that express that to you so you can understand what's going on to her. Men, shut up. Don't tell no woman that because you don't know a woman's body unless you trying to be one. You know what I'm talking about? I'm just saying, it's no way possible. That's not a conversation for a man to have. No, do not tell a woman she's having these hormonal problems. She can call her mama, her auntie, her cousin, her sister, somebody instead of you trying to be like you more woman than she is. That's what's wrong with the world that we in today. Men trying to be more women than the women.
You got a fact on that, though.
I'm just saying.
I got a point on that, though.
Right.
But
Say, make it happen.
next question. What role do you think men should play in breaking the stigma around menopause? Besides you telling your woman that she's having hormonal changes, because you don't really know they're having hormonal changes. It just could be something simple as they had a bad day. So yeah, you really don't know that. But what role do you think men should play in breaking the stigma around menopause?
Breaking the stigma. I think they should basically be more aware, like I had stated before. Be more aware, and if need be, go with your wife or your partner to the doctor so you all can get educated together.
Yes.
Because
yes.
it's not enough of that. Because women, they gonna make sure they take care of themselves. Like I said, most men are not gonna encourage other men to go get checkups. You know, women gonna, girl, you know, they get breast exams yearly, and they get annual checkups. Like I said, I know a lot as far as being a man, because being raised with all the women in my household at a young age. So we have to, if we gotta do something, let's do it together. So therefore, we can learn together. So therefore, if we have any problems or issues, we can handle it together.
Okay, right on. Education is the key, y'all.
No doubt.
Keeping yourself educated, that helps a whole lot. As you say, go to the doctor with her. She may not want you to go, but ask her to make sure, you know, hey, what have you done learned at the doctor about yourself, and it could affect our relationship or whatnot. I'm going to need you to come and share this with me or whatever, and not you come home acting weird and stuff. So educate him on that, and y'all get educated together. Man, it is good to know these different things about your mate because, hey, like I said, all kind of stuff go on with women, and if she is going through menopause, you kind of want to know that so you know how to be able to relate to her, talk to her, just pretty much whatever. Mr. Three, what role do you think men should play in breaking the stigma around menopause?
Honestly, Trina, I don't think men should play any role in breaking the stigma around menopause because, for one thing, men don't know nothing about menopause. That's something women know about. You know what I'm saying? So it's nothing that you can do, fellas out there, if you're listening to me, it's nothing that you can do. You know what I mean? If you with a woman that you love and she starts going through those changes, then you going to love her regardless. So you going to notice the things that hot flashes, cold flashes, and all of that stuff, but it's nothing that a man can do to break the stigma of menopause, as far as in my opinion. Yes.
So you just suggest that they just love them through it.
That's the only thing you can do. If you pick your partner, you know what I mean, and y'all together, that's the only thing you can do because you do not know the complexion of a woman's body, how a woman's body work on. You know, unless you're a doctor, and even if you're a doctor, you still don't know because you're still not a woman, so you're not going to feel what she's actually feeling.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's very true.
Yeah, that's nothing. That's it.
Yeah, that's very true. So so love them through it. Be compassionate. Educate yourself more. Communicate. Just number one, communicate. And the communication and the loving through it, that's gonna do a lot right there. So be able to be on that one accord with each other, and that's gonna help a whole lot. Mr. PJ, do you have any crazy stories that happened within the menopause realm? Something that just like made you like, oh shoot, this is like crazy. I had one person tell me that somebody mother threw something at them when they was going through menopause, and they were just like, oh shoot.
Yeah, I had one of those happen to me, and the young lady, we were actually living together, so I was there every day, you know, working, going to school, and she was going through, and I come home from work, and it's like she just started just going off out of nowhere. So, and I was like, you know, I don't have time for that. I just got home from work, and you out here clowning. And she got to picking up stuff, throwing it at me, and I was like, it's time for me to exit stage right. So I left out the house, and I came back a little later, you know, because like I said, when they going through, sometimes, you know, it's worse than them going through cramps because you have to deal with that other person, that other side. So when you got somebody that's out of body experience, I should say, because they don't know what they're dealing with. And some of them knew. So at the end of the day, and they still want to come at you wild. So you just had to excuse yourself from the, you know, and I'm not the one to be getting thrown stuff at, so I had to make my way on out the building.
Right. Yeah, this is true. How about you? You got any stories? I know you don't have no story.
No, because I don't play that. I don't play that. We nip it in the bud where I'm at. We don't do that. No, we do not use the way you feeling to have a bad attitude in my household. That's just how it is over there.
Yes.
Now you could be feeling bad, you know what I mean, and we understand each other if we feeling bad, but that is not a reason to have a bad attitude. So no.
All right. All right. Gentlemen, I want to thank you for your time. It's been awesome. We had some good laugh. And I so appreciate your time. Time is the most important thing that a person can give someone. So I really appreciate that you was able to give me your time and to give these listeners and viewers your time. It's very important that a lot of these men and these women, they can know and hear things from men point of view, and to know that, hey, they feeling something, and they just, if they love you, they really want to try to help you along your way so you can smooth things out, so you can get yourself back balanced, because you was balanced at one time, and if you had a loving relationship at one time, then it can be like that if it's due to menopause. So I just want to thank these gentlemen for coming to giving us their view on it, and I just can't thank them enough. So Sunday, July the 20th, we will have Katina Pierce, and she will be talking about stomach weight gain due to menopause. It is a real thing, women. Sometimes you get these tires. There is ways to try to control it, exercising, diet, different things to get your hormones back balanced. So that is what we're going to be talking about on July the 20th, which will be next week. So thank you all for tuning in, and be easy.
Tuning in to funky disposition, where menopause meets the mood swings. Real talk and good vibes. Hope, hot flashes, cold truths, it's a funky ride.